Thank God! Somebody tracked our radio message. We tried so often, we got to the point where we didn't believe that anyone was going to come anymore. Jess, come here! There are people here who might be able to help us. Our radio message actually reached someone. By the way, I'm Ella, and I drive the train. Please.
At last, somebody's heard us. I'm Jess. As a botanist, I take care of the plants here. The best thing would be for Ella to show you the rest of the train because I have a lot to do at the moment so that my little seedlings don't wither away.
Yes, let me briefly explain the situation. We remodeled this train and turned it into our rolling home. Survival simply wasn't possible anymore where we come from. Everything was contaminated with radiation and dried up. Now we're en route to a better future. Except that, unfortunately, we're stuck here because our water supply is running out, and we can't get any farther like this. We were forced to decide whether we hold on to the remaining water for drinking or use it to run the locomotive boiler. Naturally, we ration the water to our people, but now the tank's almost empty, and then we won't have a drop left. There's nothing except dust and sand around here. It's exasperating. Do you have an idea? Oh, God! I'd really hoped there'd be at least a little bit left in the tank, but the status quo is truly a gaping void. Damn it! We'll never get the train away from here like this. Please, help us! You do have water with you, don't you? Thanks a lot for your help. That amount ought to be enough for the time being. Hopefully we'll find a lake or something like it soon. But with this, we'll be able to start up the engine again, and certainly make it to the next source of water. It's a lucky thing you responded to our radio signal and helped us. I already thought we were going to die of thirst here, but we've survived it now. This train is nothing to sneeze at, isn't it? Go take a look around. Maybe.
What luck that we have water again now. That's called a rescue in direst need. But just look at them. My little beauties. The last few days, I had to use my own water ration to get them through it. Plants are living things too. This greenhouse on wheels is simply fantastic, you know. Whenever I find a plant that survived out here, I plant it right away. But ever since our water's been in short supply, I've sadly had to let some of the plants die. Is there any chance you could help me pot the last seedlings I was still able to rescue and perk them up? Really? Great. What would we be without plants, The heat tormented my little ones here the same as it did to us human beings. Except that they can't be heard when they call for help. To get these little rascals fit again, we'll have to take care of the soil. It's all dried out and low on nutrients. That looks very good. The soil is much looser and you've removed the withered specimens. Very good. The boxes are already prepared for a start. Unfortunately, all my sunflowers died. They simply didn't survive the lack of water. On the other hand, this way we have space for something new. I want to hear your opinion. What do you think I should plant instead? You're absolutely right. So I hit a bullseye with my hunch that you have a green thumb. To be honest, the others here on the train don't have a clue when it comes to plants. Now, could you also take a look at my irrigation system here? I built it to distribute our water to the plants more effectively. Well, what do you think? Simple technology, less water consumption. That's the way it should be. Now that you've freed the hoses from deposits, the water will be properly distributed again. Top notch. Here, take these sunflower seeds as a thanks for your help. The flowers have dried up anyway.
Here is where we always all get together to prepare our meals. Although it's not as ritzy as it must have been way back when anymore, it does a good job of serving its purpose. Now that we have water again, we can finally cook up something decent too. Aha! You ask what's on the menu? Good question. We ought to talk about that. At any rate, I put on some broth. The way I pictured it, this here is going to be a tasty stew. Although, it still tastes kind of bland. What do you think? Good. At any rate, that ought to be enough to fill up our troop here. I don't know who put the meat on the grill for themselves, but now it's in our pot for the good of the community. The stew really turned out to be wonderful. It's a sure thing it will give us strength for our journey. Thank you for helping us with the preparations. Is there any... Thanks a lot for bringing it by. As a result of the scarce water supplies, we've had to severely cut back on the food too, so that we don't dehydrate any further. Naturally, now everyone's positively famished.
Oh, the food's ready. Say, that's nice of you to bring something by for me, but watch out that you don't spill anything and scald my sweeties.
This is our materials car. We toss everything in here that we collect on the edge of the tracks. Some of the pieces lying in here were probably part of the train once too. Time after time, we're able to use something from it for repairs. Admittedly, we don't really have any actual use for a lot of it, and more or less just take it for a ride. I'm afraid that at some point an inventory would be called for. What do you say about taking a look to see if there's something in it you could use? As thanks, so to speak, in return for you helping us with our problem with the water. What a shame. You were hardly here at all. Thanks for your help. Truly. Thank you so much. It saved us. I think we'll be setting...
You're heading off again? Be careful with the seeds I've given you, and take good care of them so that they grow nicely too. Maybe we'll see each other again. Till then.
Do you hear me? We're being attacked! Run for cover! Shots are being fired everywhere! They want to steal our train! We're back here! At the water car! Those pigs aren't risking to shoot at it because they need the water! Can you manage to get to us? We'd made a stop here to refill our water supplies when they surprised us. They just popped up on the edge of the tracks and opened fire on us. We're pinned down here and can't get through to the front to start up the train. I think so, but that's not our only problem. Jess was hit, and a few of our people are still trapped in the other cars. We've got to get away from here as fast as possible. But first, we ought to take care of the ones who were wounded. Then we can see what comes next. Could you please take a look at Jess too? I've got my hands full here fighting off the attackers. It's Jess! She's still alive! Thank you for saving her. I wouldn't know what to do without her. All set. Now that the wounded ones have been seen to, we can fight our way ahead to the locomotive. Then I can get it started, and we can get out of here. It'll be best for us to run along the train outside. We can only hope that the locomotive hasn't already been damaged too severely. Get going! Towards the front, up to the greenhouse! And keep... Good. The next thing is we have to get past the kitchen galley car. What? We're under fire here! There, on the corner! Watch out! Oh my goodness! The door was blasted open here, and the car was set on fire! We've got to do something or else the connector will catch fire too! The fire's been put out! Luckily, the connector didn't get damaged. Do you hear that? I think someone here is calling for help, but the cries sound so muted. It's true! They're coming from the caravan car up front there! God damn it! Those bastards uncoupled the train! Could you take care of that for me? Meanwhile, I'll see to it that I get the locomotive running again. That way we'll lose less time. You've coupled up the train again? Very good! The engine's ready to go again, too. Let the others know that we're starting now. We're not leaving anyone behind. We're getting the train moving. See to it that you get your balloon in the air before they riddle it with holes. Thanks. Thanks so much. Once again, you've helped us out of a tight situation. We'll radio you as soon as we're safe. Welcome. It's really nice to see you again. That last encounter was... well, we're better off forgetting it. It's only thanks to you that we survived the ambush. By the way, Jess and the others are doing better, too. Sadly, our train didn't get off lightly during the attack. Above all, the locomotive has us worried because the boiler was damaged. To be better prepared against any more ambushes, we've decided to reinforce the whole train. Do you think you could help us out again? Yeah, the engine is our problem child. A big hole was torn in the boiler, and now it doesn't run smoothly anymore. Which of course means that our water consumption has significantly increased too. To be honest, we have no idea how we're supposed to repair the pressure chamber. We've already tried a few things, but our success never lasted too long. Like I said, none of the patches stood up for long. We've just managed to make it up to here. It'll stand up that way? Really? Yeah, I guess so. It looks sturdier than the things we tried. Fantastic! One less problem. Okay, the engine's back in shape again. We had extremely high fuel consumption because the boiler firebox was damaged. As you see, our coal tender is completely empty. So we absolutely need new fuel to get moving again. Great! Good thing you've brought coal with you. Naturally, things function distinctly better with it than the palm wood we always use instead. Maybe we'll chug into an old train station again sometime soon and find a supply of real coal again.
This car was hit the hardest. The fire that arose due to the attack pretty much ravaged it and made a lot of things useless. If you hadn't gotten the fire under control, the damage done probably would have been even greater. No, you don't have to worry. There's enough other work. Please leave the boxes where they are. I'll take care of that. No, everything's fine. Don't worry, we'll do it. There's really nothing for you to see here.
Jess, tell them. After all, they risked their lives for us and all this stuff here. They've earned a little more faith in them, if you ask me.
It's none of their... You're right. What's in the boxes is medicine. Loads of it. The thing is, where we come from, where this train comes from, there are, let's say, inconsistencies in how medication is allocated. And that... we didn't play along with that any longer. Although some of it was burned up in the fire, we were still able to rescue a few boxes.
After the previous leader of our settlement died, the new self-appointed ruler named Gray grabbed all the pills for himself and locked them away. When we got sick at some point, the bastard didn't give us a pack. Not one single pack. We had every right to take them back in our hands.
Yes, he's been following us for quite some time now. I think Gray will have to give up the chase at some point. But until then, well, until then we'll just keep on heading farther and farther away from here. If you'd like to have anything, just go ahead and take it. It's much too much for us all by ourselves anyway.
There are loads of boxes full of medicine. Take some. Go right ahead. There's not that much of it anymore after the fire. But it should still be enough for us, and for you. You probably know what to do with some of the medications better than we do. We not only took medicine along with us, we took other gear too. Syringes, rubber gloves, and so on. Is there any chance you can make use of some of it? Of course, it has to be properly sorted out. A lot is charred or singed. You've got people along who can do something with it. There are loads of boxes. These are some kinds of equipment that Gray made off with from an old hospital. But we don't have any continuous power supply here, and aren't able to put any of it into operation, even if we wanted to. But it's a sure thing you can put electronic stuff to good use. The last attack took us by surprise, all right. We don't want to be caught off guard again. We thought about possibly doing a thorough job of armor plating the train. At any rate, we still have plenty of scrap in our materials car. Any chance you want to help us reinforce the train? It's a sure thing you know your way around things like that distinctly better than we do. What do you think? What should we use to build the reinforcement? Either out of scrap, in that case we still have some of our own, or we'll build it out of sturdy metal. Unfortunately, we don't have any of that in our car. Any chance you've got some with you? That's looking wonderful already. And we've already given some thought to which places are probably the best to protect. Where do we want to start? Gray's people did a good job of shooting up the canteen. A lot is made of glass, and we thought it would be really good to make a few adjustments. Maybe we'll armor plate it so that next time we'll be able to shoot right back too. What do you think? Okay, look over here. That's where the reinforcements have to be mounted. At best, that ought to be done by a pro. Do you have anybody along who has a grip on that? That looks fantastic! This way we'll be well protected during the next attack, and at the same time, we can defend ourselves from this car. Yes, unfortunately that's going to be necessary. But hopefully these modifications won't have to be too major, will they? Good. This plating has to fit really tight. Could you take over doing the adjustments? That's a good idea! It'd be best if you took the armor plating and attached it properly to the car. That way the whole thing will be much more resistant. I'm sure of it. Well, isn't that something? No one's going to take us by surprise in here. Thanks for your help. Now we can get a little better night's sleep.
Hey! Oh, how nice that you're here again! Come on out! My bullet wound has taken its toll on me lately, but now I'm back on my feet again. After all, someone has to take care of all the plants. I wanted to thank you. Without you, well, without you, we wouldn't be here. That attack hit us as if it came out of nowhere. What am I saying? I'm doing well enough. What's more important is that my darlings are looked after. The others can't even hold a watering can the right way around. But that's enough about me. How are the sunflowers doing? The ones I entrusted you with? I hope they bloom where you are in your settlement. As for me, they always filled my heart when they greeted me after getting up in the morning. That makes me glad. That really makes me happy. You see, when the plants are doing fine, then I already feel much better right away too. Wait, I've got another small token of appreciation here for you. It's a plant, a special one. I recently found it in an old riverbed. I didn't think it would survive, but now it even bears long, crooked fruit. However, unfortunately, my car is going to be too low for it soon. I'm sure it will survive where you are. You've shown me that all of you have a green thumb. And now, I have to tend to my own plants. Once again, thanks a lot for your help.
Really? You want to go already? Oh, that's a shame. All I can do is emphasize once again how much you've helped us, and how grateful we are to you for that. Without you, we would have either died of thirst, been shot to death, or left stuck here. At any rate, in our eyes, you're big heroes.
The train is even better protected than we had hoped for. You really worked with a vengeance. I hope we'll see each other again very soon. take care of my darlings. Goodbye, and have a safe trip home.
No matter where we end up, we'll tell folks about you. Take care and have lots more success on your journeys.
Thanks again for rescuing us. Without you, we'd be in one heck of a fix right now. The reinforcements on our train might be useful for your buildings too, wouldn't they? We'll send over the construction manuals to you.